Ahimsa, non-harming or non-violence, should be applied in two ways for equestrians to help build connection with their horses. The first way is applying Ahimsa to themselves, and the second way is applying Ahimsa to their horse. Combined together, this is where the true growth of connection happens. First, let's break down where Ahimsa comes from. Ahimsa comes from yoga philosophy, specifically the 8-limb path. It provides us this lens to view our lives and decisions through regarding whether or not the specific thing is kind, if it's necessary, and if it's true. So Ahimsa provides almost a reality check that equestrians can use to determine if the choice they're making is truly the right choice for themselves, for their horse, and for the connection they have with their horse. Ahimsa is one of my favorite pieces of yoga philosophy because it allows you to continuously check in with yourself to make sure you're not doing any harm to your equestrian life, to this life that you've worked really, really hard to achieve and to be a part of. So when applying Ahimsa to the equestrian self, the thing that you need to think about is what choices are you making for you as an equestrian that allow you to embody Ahimsa, meaning you aren't harming yourself, you aren't overdoing it. You're making choices that are right for you, mind, body, and soul. For example, you might be someone who struggles with mental health. So practicing Ahimsa might mean not overdoing it on the days that you don't have the mental capacity to go for a lesson. Maybe instead you talk to your trainer about rescheduling the lesson and you just go out and spend time with your horse. Maybe you groom them, take them for a walk, something that feels within the bandwidth of what you're able to do. For applying Ahimsa outside of the barn aisle, for equestrians, this can look like making sure you're fueling your body, fueling your mind, just with really positive things. So you might be fueling your body with food, water, maybe you have a extra workout routine that you do to help build strength and stamina. But at the same time, you might be applying Ahimsa to your mindset and making sure that you're surrounded by fellow equestrians that uplift you and keep you feeling good about who you are rather than bringing you down. Applying Ahimsa to your horse is rather simple because really you're looking at whether or not a choice you're making will do harm to your horse or be beneficial. And oftentimes, or the easiest way to apply the principle of Ahimsa is how you work with your horse. So are they sound enough to do what you're asking? Do they have the muscle mass to show at the level you wish to compete at? These are questions that really showcase Ahimsa even if you might not be aware of the concept at play. So Ahimsa for your horse may be very simple. It might be something that you do day in and day out without fully realizing it. And this is where the power of yoga philosophy for equestrians comes into play because it gives you concepts and ideologies to connect with specific lenses or questions you routinely ask yourself. You're provided with names by yoga philosophy to help you fully understand what it means to be an equestrian. Now we must look at the relationship that Ahimsa has with the connection between you and your horse. Ahimsa non-harming can be applied to the relationship you have with your horse and therefore the questions you ask yourself or the decisions you get to make regarding what you and your horse do as a pair, as a team, as a partnership. So Ahimsa within the realm of horse and rider situation really calls to the skill level of the rider, the skill level of the horse, as well as the general wellness of both parties. Utilizing Ahimsa and especially the concept and applying this ideology to your equestrian life allows you to truly determine if the choices you are making for you and your horse best serve who you and your horse are, because no horse and rider pair is the same. And this is where Ahimsa can get really detailed in its application. Is this one specific routine truly working for you and your horse? If not, it's time to let it go to allow you to practice Ahimsa non-harming Even the tiniest details matter. So when you're building your relationship and connection with your horse, the more you can apply Ahimsa, the faster you'll see your relationship grow, because Ahimsa allows for exponential growth. It's this one thing that you can do to change the relationship you have with your horse, because you are prioritizing your wellness, and by that I mean the wellness of the connection between you and your horse above anything else. If you're going to walk into the barn aisle with any new idea, it should be Ahimsa, because Ahimsa allows you to be the best equestrian you possibly can be, regardless of your skill level, what you're feeling like that day, your mental health, your physical health. It doesn't matter when Ahimsa comes into play, because everything that Ahimsa stands for means that you're not harming anything between you, your horse, both individually and together. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you found it as powerful as I think Ahimsa is. If you're looking for more, visit us on Instagram or over at callebautyoga.com. We have a workshop coming to everyone in January. There will be a wait list because there are so few spots available, but this workshop will be all about building connection. So if you want VIP access to this workshop, subscribe to the email list over on the website. This way you'll get first access. You'll be able to help build the workshop, because part of the application is an intake form asking what you're currently struggling with. I want to make sure that this workshop is truly what you need and what you want from an equestrian life coach like me. Thank you again. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and I will see you in the next episode.